Hey besties, it's Jazzy. Before we get started with this amazing interview, I just wanted to say a few things. Firstly, this interview was recorded at different locations that were far away from each other, and we both used the equipment that was available to us at the time. Towards the end of this interview, I asked GhostScript about characters' favorite bands, and their sound system echoes back my words to me. I wasn't able to fix it, and I couldn't re-record it, so I ended up keeping it in. I know it's annoying, and I am sorry, but you can hear GhostScript's words pretty clearly, with mine in the background fuzzy and terrible, and I am very sorry about the quality. Secondly, and most importantly, GhostScript was kind enough to share details of their personal life with me, including addiction and abuse. Trigger warning for that. I'm asking that you listen with sensitivity and grace. And this is once again a reminder that my show is made by adults for adults and is strictly 18 plus. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy this interview as much as I did.
Full stop. Before we continue on, this podcast is made for adults by adults and is strictly 18 plus. The following episode includes sexually explicit content that will be acted out in full, and you may not be ready to hear your favorite One Piece characters in such sticky situations, so I suggest you skip this one for now. Come back and hang with us when you grow up. And now, on to the show.
Welcome to One Piece of Trash, the show where we make fan fiction a fan reality. My name is Jazzy. I am your host, and I am in the virtual studio today with one of my absolute favorite fanfic authors of all time, and I feel like it is such a treat to actually get to speak with them today. Would you mind saying your AO3 tag, your pronouns, and your thoughts on pineapple on pizza for the record?
Yeah, I always forget what my handle is on there. But it's GhostScript. And I forget it all the time, and I'm like, people ask it, I don't fucking know. He, they for pronouns, and I am all for pineapple on pizza. I fuck with pineapple hard on pizza. I like sweet and spicy, so I'm all for it. I don't get the hate. I don't get it.
Fandom Trash Gremlins is the same thing, that when the pineapple pizza is spicy, that it's better and makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's what it
Which,
is.
like,
It's gotta have
I can
you
accept
have to
that.
have the yin and yang.
My partner's favorite pizza is pineapple pepperoni jalapeno.
Yeah, that makes sense. I like the I don't eat meat, but I get a soy rizo like super spicy pineapple pizza from a bar nearby, and it slaps. It's so good.
I also do not eat meat, and I do mess with soy
Yeah,
rizo heavy.
yeah. Try it with little spicy and pineapple.
Maybe. Actually, Willow, who voices Buggy in your fic, that I was at their house the first time I had soy rizo. Like, that's how I got introduced to it.
Sidebar: everyone that's voicing it does so good. The voices are so good. They sound just like how I hear them in my head. So shout out to everyone who's done that.
Amazing. More on that later. So let's get into it. How long have you been writing fan fiction?
Not that long. I'll be honest. I didn't know what I was getting into. I didn't know what AO3 was exactly. I thought it was like, I thought people wrote like spec scripts for TV shows, like fan episodes of shit, and I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know the world that was about to unfold. So yeah, I thought AO3 was a place for serious business. It's not. It's not.
So you haven't been writing fan fiction very long. Do you know how long you have, though?
I honestly don't. I'm not great with time in general. And I
I feel that.
and when I was like first writing it, I was not in a like great place. Uh so time didn't really like I factor in. I was pretty fucked up most of the time. But I feel like it's been the one I'm writing now. I've been writing for like 2 years, so it's probably been like
Yeah.
3, 4. I don't know. Feel like I could look on my account and see how long I've had it, but I like had one before I started writing in it for a while. Also, I honestly don't know. I could just
Yeah.
tab out and find out, but it's not that long, or maybe it is. I don't know. It doesn't feel like that long. It still feels very.
May I ask how old you are?
Oh, I'm fucking old. Pro- I almost said too old to be writing fan fiction, but I don't believe that at all. I feel like anyone of,
I
as long as you're not.
agree. I was gonna say,
Also, I think it's kind of fucked up that people want to exclude you, like, oh, you're too old. Like, who the fuck made that rule? Like, we're in a dystopian, like, capitalist nightmare where people just want to find joy, and writing fan fiction is free. That's a form of free entertainment. But there's not a lot of free entertainment anymore. Like, there's no third spaces, there's nowhere to go. Like, you're fucked and everything is fucked, and like you should just embrace people finding joy and shit.
what actually led you to One Piece in particular? And are you caught up? Are you current?
The funny thing is I talked so much shit about One Piece for a while because I didn't care. Like, I wasn't really into watching like anime. Like, there was some, like, I was like, Cowboy Bebop's kind of cool, and I some of the older ones,
Mhm.
but like the pacing really bugged me, and I was like, this is fucking stupid. But I have this friend, and he was like, no, you would love it, you should check it out. And he would just like, he kept like nagging me to do it. And finally I was like, again, going through a time, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna watch One Piece because
Mm.
this sounds so dumb, maybe it'll be like distracting. And I hated it at first, and I just kept watching, and it was so hopeful, and so I don't know, it just like eventually it clicked, and I was like, holy shit, this is actually like legitimately a really good story, really good, like, I mean, it's anti-fascist, it's very queer friendly, it's like
Mhm.
way better than I thought it was. I really wrote it off, and then, I am caught up now. Because I was just I would just power watch
Wait,
the episodes. I would take like a 2 hour long bath and watch One Piece.
that sounds so nice. You're among friends here, like because in a similar vein, anytime somebody's like, "No, you gotta watch One Piece, you gotta watch One Piece," I was like, "I'm not gonna fucking watch 1,000 fucking episodes." Like that sounds like a horrible time to me. Once I saw the live action, I was I was so enthralled by it. I think the live action is a really good gateway into it because it makes the stakes feel high and the danger feel real. And that's what I think really led me into One Piece. I started One Piece in November of 2023. And by June, like the first week of June of 2024, I was week to week. So that was like 8 months. And I wasn't like watching One Piece all day, every day. I was doing like 4 to 5, maybe 6 episodes a day. And if you skip the opening and the recap, then that's not a huge chunk of time. And
Yeah.
One Pace exists. If you are listening and you've never heard of One Pace, PACE Pace, One Pace is a fan project where they go through the anime and they take out everything that's not in the manga. So no fillers, and you're basically getting 3 episodes per every 1 episode. It is much faster and the pacing is better. If that's more your speed, go ahead and do that. It exists. There are some dub
I
episodes,
didn't
but
even
it's
know about
mostly
that.
subbed.
That's good. That's good to know. You're so helpful. You're so helpful.
Yeah, welcome to One Pace. Great. Good, glad I'm good for something. I also think there is something to the way that people, mostly like cishet men, tell you to watch One
It
Piece.
is.
It's very off-putting. Like, I think a lot of times people, you know what I mean? Like when people are like, oh, you gotta watch One Piece, man, Luffy, man, Zoro, man. Like that doesn't make me want to watch it. If someone had told me that there was excellent transgender representation in One Piece, I would have been like, oh, word? If someone told me that One Piece was anti-fascist, I would have been like, oh, word? Like I would have dove into this way sooner. But a part of me is really glad that I
Yeah, my
found it at the
buddy didn't
time that
tell
I
me
did
shit.
in
He
my
was just like,
life.
"Oh, you got to watch One Piece," and he says I got to watch a lot of things, and usually he's wrong. So I was like, "No," and I thought it was going to be like an anime where they're just like yelling for 5 minutes, and then there's like a fight scene with a lot of, I don't know, lightning, and that does happen in One Piece. Don't get me wrong, but like I was not expecting anything, and then it turned out to be actually really good, which is surprising. But I am glad that I found it when I did, because like I
Right.
said, I was really fucked up when I started watching One Piece, and it helped me like figure my shit out
Mm.
and get stable again. So like making the fanfic and doing my stupid TikToks
I'm
really
really
gave
happy
me
to hear
like
that.
something to do that made me feel like it was worth, not getting fucked up all the time, which was, awesome.
And
So
you know what's funny? I came across your TikTok content organically, and I was watching like, ha ha ha, this is so funny. These are such great drawings, and I was like, this all looks so familiar and feels so familiar. I connected the dots. I was like,
yeah.
wait a minute, you are
I
Ghost
just I
Script.
couldn't I couldn't stick to one
I had to put
piece.
two
I
and two
couldn't stick to
together.
one thing. I was like, oh man, I gotta they just feel really like an alternate universe. Like my TikToks, I say very clearly that's an alternate universe from canon. So the versions of them that I made they felt so real that I
No,
was like,
it's so
yeah, it's just like hard not to think about them in their lives.
it's so healing too because you can traumatize us on AO3 and then we can go to TikTok and be like, oh, okay,
Yeah, the TikToks
they're just
are
some they're
much lighter.
when I first reached out to you
I
about being on
I
the
don't
show,
remember.
what were your thoughts?
I mean, I'm sure. I think I was honored. I'm still honored. I think it's so cool.
Fair.
I think the show is so cool. Like the concept is cool. The execution is great. You guys are great. I'm fucking stoked.
Too.
Thing is, like, I make this
Oh,
shit
that's
just
so
so like I
cool.
wouldn't, you know,
When
spiral. And so like anyone enjoying it, I'm fucking all about. Like if I have one person who says that like this shit is entertaining, then I will keep making it forever. So someone being like, "Hey, we want to read it." That was incredible. I'm not expecting that ever. So I'm all for it. I'm 100% supportive.
when I first started reading, it's complicated to say the least. And oh, maybe the one piece we need is therapy. Incredible title. Incredible title. Just to speak to what you said is if what you're doing can help at least one person or if one person fucks with it. Let me tell you how heavy people fuck with it. I was working at a rehab. I'm a massage therapist. I've also done medical massage therapy, but I was working in a rehab center. And I had a client on my table, and just randomly he goes, "So, do you like anime?" And he said, "I need you to be careful about where you're going with this because I love anime and we will be here all day talking." And he goes, "Do you like One Piece?" And I was like, "I love One Piece." And we talked and we talked, and I told him about my show, and I never tell anybody about my show, especially not at work. Before, I always preface it by saying,
Right.
"Okay, if I tell you about my podcast, we got to get real cool, real fast." So I told him about my show, and I literally, as I'm massaging this man, I started telling him about it's complicated and about maybe the One Piece of therapy because he said his favorite character was Shanks. And I literally just started explaining the plot of your work about basically everything that happens from the prologue of maybe the One Piece we need. And just up to where we were at that point. And this was last year. So I think things were not looking so great for Shanks. And when I tell you, I could watch the tears form in his eyes. And he said, "That is my same exact story. Everything you're saying happened to Shanks happened to me. We had people come from all over the country come to our rehab. And this guy in particular was from the South. I won't say the state. And that was so impactful. That conversation was so meaningful and so impactful that I will literally fist fight somebody who says, "Oh, what you're doing is stupid. It doesn't matter. AO3 is dumb. It's silly. It's for girls. It's for whoever." it meant something. He didn't even read it. I was just telling him about it. It meant something to him to feel seen and to feel like if this fictional character who I love so much in this story could maybe possibly have a happy ending. If this person can have multiple relapses and still be loved and still be valued as a human being, then maybe I can too. And when he left rehab, of course, I'm excited. I'm ecstatic whenever somebody leaves rehab. Like a part of me was sad that wherever
I
he
hope he's
is,
doing good. It's
he is
fucking
still
hard.
doing good
Addiction is
things.
hard. And people write it off so much as like, oh, it's so selfish and they're so, you know, it's a lost cause kind of shit.
Yeah.
But like so many people have the same story where they were young, too young to be having shit happen, and your coping mechanisms are fucked. Like your brain is fucked. Like trauma fucks you up and it fucks up your ability to like heal yourself even. So people forget about that. Also, yeah, like fan fiction is, sure, it's a part of a fandom, but it's still people like writing about shit in their head. I mean, I don't know that that's that much different from like reading a book. It's just like about characters that you maybe identify with and know already before you start reading. Like, it's just silly. It's silly to be like, oh, it's just stupid. It's like, yeah, like you said, for teenagers. Because I mean, who makes those rules?
My next question has been one that I've been wanting to ask you since I first came across your work. And I would say, yeah, that it's been about 2 years having worked in a rehab. And I was like, this isn't bullshit. Can you speak to your experience with addiction?
I mean, I definitely put in some of my own experience in there for the realism. Uh, I was like the same. I was fucking neglected and abused as a kid. I started doing drugs when I was very young, and I was like throughout my teenage years and early adult years like partying a lot and getting into trouble and really just fucking up a lot. And then I got would get better for a little while and try and get like normal, and had this idea that I had to like become a normal person in order to succeed in life, and then realizing that that is horseshit. Like it's all horseshit. Like there's no real rules to any of it. Like there's eventually the earth is going to collide with the sun and there's going to be nothing left anyway. So I don't know, like grappling with everything was a lot. And then just I just spiraled back into drugs, and I was doing a lot of drugs, and then started watching One Piece and writing the fan fiction to kind of like, I don't know, help myself get back to a better place. But like, yeah, I have done a lot of I have done a lot of drugs. I've just I don't know. But my life was really fucked up, and I thought it was helping. And sometimes it did. I just like forget about everything. Now I'm now like my brain doesn't produce dopamine anymore, and that sucks, and like my memory sucks. But I'm a lot better now. Like mostly sober and mostly very, very calm. And I don't really party anymore. Um, but it was really helpful to write about it intimately because like, yeah, there is a lot of shit like you feel internally, you feel guilty for being a fucked up person, or shit that you did while you were using and you still feel bad about. So it was nice to like think about those things and like dissect them through someone else and show all of those different points about it, because it is really complicated, and it is really like you do feel bad about the fucked up things you do, and it's not like you're actively choosing to do them. And I think people forget about that too. I don't know. I didn't really expect anyone to read it, to be honest. I was like, you know what? This is entertaining for me, and it's helping me, and maybe someone will enjoy it. And I did find it really helpful to like go through it in the same time. Like when I was writing the first one, it was like going through same time, because I think maybe my writing sucked more in the beginning too, because I was really fucked up. And so like things that happened to me, I would kind of like put into the fic too, to sort of think about it. And it helped me like process a lot of shit. And then I think I got sober, I forget, like middle of the way through the first one. Um, I think it's spotty. My memory of it is a little spotty, but yeah, like I think people, especially people who haven't done drugs or don't really know anyone who has, it's so easy to write it off as like a stereotype, and they don't really think about all the aspects. But for someone who is struggling, or someone who has someone that they love who is an addict, um, it helps to understand where someone is coming from. And I was like, well, maybe that will be helpful. I did have one person who like sent me a message and was like, my brother is an addict and this reminds me so much of him, and now I kind of understand him better. And I was like, that's incredible. It's fucking incredible. Like, again, I didn't expect anyone to read it, so if it's helping anyone, I'm fucking stoked. I forgot what the question was.
To that beautifully. I wanted to say that you are the reason that I felt it important to include author interviews when I started this whole thing. Um, you, through your writing, made me want to know you. And you are the reason that I have the respect that I have for fan fiction. Because like you, when you started your One Piece journey thinking this is just going to be some dumb stupid thing, I've said this before, but when I started fan fiction, I was just expecting to laugh at it. I was just like ready to be like, oh, this is going to be so silly and funny and smutty, and let's see what happens. It was so real and so prolific and down to earth. And that's what gripped me from the very beginning. And let me just say, it is my deep sadness that we were not able to continue. We were only able to get up to episode 5, but just know that the cast absolutely loves your writing. Absolutely, like, we had so many great discussions. We had things that like I had to cut out. Um, we laughed, we cried. So what you put out into the world is impactful and poignant. And thank you, I guess. But speaking of the cast, what are your thoughts? Because I know you've been listening. What are your thoughts on how things have been going so far?
It's just like everything that you've done is just fucking awesome. Like I said, I was expecting nothing, and then got this, 5 episodes. Like, that's still fucking incredible. I would have been ecstatic with one. Like, it's just so cool. It's cool to hear it like come to life even further than, writing it.
After hearing it now, do you feel differently about the work you've written?
I was basically like, I was doing
Oh wow,
heroin,
there
and
is
then I
that.
was drinking to try and get off heroin, and then I was just doing both. And then it was like, cool, I'm gonna write and like wean off of it, or like go through, withdrawal or whatever. And I did, but like I don't really remember a lot of it. So it was like cool getting to, it was almost like a new story of just something I had a lot of interest in, which it's super entertaining. I'm not saying my writing is super entertaining, but it is I think it's funny. I try to, put some jokes in there. And so hearing it was super fun, because I was like, I don't really remember all of it. And the actors did such a good job. And it's also just like so fucking cool that people talk about what you've written. Um, like still just super blown away that anyone had any interest at all. So
Jules, who plays Shanks, has never seen or read One Piece, and he loves being this character because we also did Frustrations on the Job. We did your Marco Shanks short little smut too, and He, when I first formulated this whole thing in my mind, I knew that you were going to definitely be on the list of fics I wanted to perform. I knew that Julian had to be Shanks from the very beginning. As you can imagine, it was a little bit nerve wracking asking someone, "Hey, come read gay smut around about One Piece for me." But he didn't even let me finish my sentence. He said, "Oh, you want me to do some acting? Hell yeah, acting." I have to ask though, do you have a favorite character of your fic on my podcast?
Like you got like what I wrote so perfectly. Like your direction
Yeah.
for them is so perfect. Like it's you know, you write something and you don't really know if people are going to get it or how it's going to come across, and you just like it's like you were in my head. So I'm very impressed with your direction for all of them. But they're all so good. Like the buggy is perfect. Like I love Shanks so much, and he's got that voice
Well,
down.
thank you
So
so much. When it comes to yours in particular, I had a very clear, almost annoyingly nitpicky vision about what exactly I wanted, and all the pieces ended up coming together perfectly for it. So shout out to the cast of It's Complicated to Say the Least. You all did amazing. Very proud of my people. And I really couldn't do this without them. In the beginning, I had considered doing it with them, audiobook style. And when I was researching to see if anything else like this existed, I saw a few where it was just one person reading the whole thing. And like, I could read the whole thing and I could do the voices, but I felt like not only would this be more fun, but it would be more impactful. And it's also, yes, I want to give the world this thing and it means a lot to me, but my friends who are such incredibly talented
yeah, we
people.
should be giving props to our friends. Like what you're doing,
No, 100%.
giving them space to be creative and be heard is fucking awesome. Like we should, and especially in fandom spaces too, people are so easy to hate on each other, and I'm like, why? What is the point? Like why not just fucking if you like, I don't know. I just feel like we could be doing way more things for each other and making more projects for each other and finding a way around this system that doesn't give a
Mm-hmm.
fuck about us. So this is like your podcast is an incredible like way around that fucking system. Like they aren't going to give it to us. We have to make it ourselves. Like it's you should be helping each other like fucking do this.
And I feel like right now in fandom spaces, a lot of people are complaining about the wrong shit. Like they're worried about the wrong things, and it feels like everybody's trying to get some kind of gotcha. Everybody is trying to say that, especially in, and I'm talking specifically about fandom spaces, everybody is trying to catch somebody doing some filthy shit.
The people that feel the need to be recognized and given a gold star for like pointing shit out, I do not understand. Because they're also the same people who are super hypocritical if it's something that they like. Like, there are a lot of people who comment on shit and they're like, well, that's not the ship that I like. I like this ship, so you're wrong. But their ship may just be as problematic as the one that they say they don't like. Like, it's
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why you can't just like, hey, if I don't like this, I'm gonna fucking block and move on. I'm gonna fucking mute that shit and move on. Like this, it's a really weird amount of people who just like want attention, and they're not getting attention from something that they're making. They're not making anything. They're not creating anything. They're just like shit talking. I have been pretty lucky. Like I know I have people who don't like the shit that I make, but for the most part, I don't fucking hear about it, which is cool. I keep my peace. But there was someone who got up on Twitter or something and was like giving me a death threats because of they don't like the way I draw Shanks, and I was like, okay, cool. But they said it's just because like he's a in the shit that I make, he's bottom preference, like, oh, I don't think he should be drawn smaller than canon, which whatever. I draw him like he was drawn in canon when Oda first drew him when he was like, before. But they're like, it's okay if people do that to Buggy. Like, I'm not talking about Buggy. Buggy, you can feminize, but you can't do it with this character. And I was like, you do understand that, like, shit's not everything's meant for you. Not everything is meant for you. And I think a lot of people who consume media now don't understand that not everything is made for you. So if you don't like it, it doesn't
Oh
mean that
my
it's
God.
bad. It just means that you don't like it. There's so many people in the world, and like if you don't like it, okay, cool. You don't like it. Like that, you
Really?
can have an opinion.
So, to that person, now I just want to say that to that person, if you're listening, eat a dick.
They sort of apologized like through someone, like I didn't even talk to him, but they sort of apologized through someone else. I just there's a self-importance that
Continue.
people have right now, and I'm like, dog, we we are not that important.
Was a as a 32 as a 32-year-old adult, I can always tell when people are engaging with my content who are young as fuck because, and this is so sad, it is because they regurgitate fascist right-wing talking points wrapped up in social justice language. And I don't think that they know that they're doing it.
And then there's some reactionary shit to that for sure. But like, yeah, we all need to just relax a little bit. A little bit. We could just chill out on the like policing people about every little thing because yeah, experience is a spectrum.
Mm.
Like everything is just, like shit might be true for one person that's not true for the next and so on and so forth. Like we're a huge amount of individuals and stereotyping and putting people in boxes is really fucked up. And this, like maybe not as bad in One Piece, but like in the like BL like yaoi shit too, it's like there are so many people who use terms and talk about queerness that aren't queer or don't understand it, and it's super disrespectful. And I think that that's can get exhausting to the point where you're like, and I think there's just like a lot of young people again who just come in and just act like they know everything, act like whatever they think is the only way to think, and just are so loud about it and so like comment on everything about it that it's just fucking exhausting. Cause I'm like, you one aren't queer and you're in a queer space. You're trying to tell everyone how they should read or write or draw
Yes.
or whatever, talk, and you're not even bothering to like research what you're talking about. And it's just exhausting. So like I totally get where people are coming from, where they're like, this person is saying shit that they don't even comprehend, and I'm so tired of it. But at the same point, yeah, like I think we do also give people way too much platform on shit. Like the person who was trying to tell me that like they hate the way I draw Shanks because they don't like it had a lot of followers who were, like worried that they're gonna, piss that person off. And I'm like, why are we giving someone who doesn't even create anything such a huge platform to spout their opinions? Because at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Like that person has nothing to do with my life, so they can think whatever they want. It doesn't really affect me. Like, why do they get so much credit for how they feel? Like, why is that person who doesn't actually create or produce or contribute anything, suddenly their word like means something? I'm like, I don't know. You guys are just loud. You're just fucking loud. You're just loud as people. Sometimes the people with the worst
Mm.
opinions,
Mm.
like the most uneducated opinions, are the loudest people. They love to be loud and
Totally.
wrong and
Totally.
stubborn about it. I'm just like, you just shut the fuck up. But, at the same point, like if we just blocked those people and moved on, I think we would all feel a lot, calmer, a lot happier with our lives. We just move it along. But there is a lot of people that just, yeah. I mean, like in general, people's literacy is fucking down the toilet. Like
Yeah.
the fact that people can't
And it's a little
figure shit out for
sad.
themselves anymore, or like do any critical thinking anymore. There are so many people who complain about fan fictions and other fictions and
Oh,
like movies or
yes.
whatever, who are just like mad that a character is morally gray. They're mad that the character isn't like clear cut good or bad. And it's like, yeah, that's the fucking point. Like no one is
Hmm.
good or bad. Like everyone has complex personalities and dilemmas, and people make mistakes and then they get, maybe learn or they don't learn. Like that's realism. Like that's how shit works. And they're just like, they can't comprehend that anymore, which is terrifying.
Fan fiction is reading, and there are different levels to this. There are fan fictions that are written at like PhD levels, and there are fanfics that are written at like the elementary level. And I think that can help somebody grow in their literacy. That's so important. Going off on a tangent, thinking about the way that you write characters, you did this a little bit in It's Complicated, but especially in maybe the One Piece We Need Is Therapy. Every single character has a different sounding inner voice. The way that you choose the swear words for the characters is deliberate. The way Buggy's inner voice feels like cotton candy and circus peanuts. The way that Mihawk's voice is sophisticated. He uses much longer multisyllabic words. The way that Shanks's voice, and now that I'm talking to you, I see it so much. Shanks's inner voice sounds so much like you, so much like the way that you talk, and you're so good at that. Can you explain to you a little bit about what it looks like, what the process looks like to write a fanfic that is 60, 70, 80, 100 chapters long, and also consistently give each and every character a perspective and a voice?
And I kind of have an idea of more loose in my head, but like when I'm writing the chapter and the characters there, shit happens that I didn't plan. Like some of the stuff with Law, I did not plan at all. He wasn't supposed to be in it that much. But when I'm like writing them, it's almost like they're there and they just sort of direct in a certain way. So I can't really explain it. Like they do all sound totally different in my head. Like their personalities are different, and I think they all suffer from different uh afflictions. They all have, like, there are people in my life that kind of remind me of them sometimes, so that is part of it, I think. But like I also try to think about, they're in this specific universe, like what's happened to them in their
Mm-hmm.
lives that would affect how they react to things, and how their aesthetic affects how they act and dress and talk, and like how they grew up, where they grew up. Like, so yeah, for like Mihawk, he does have a way better vocabulary than most of the other characters, because he reads a lot, he's very intelligent, he doesn't like to say shit that he doesn't mean at all, so he doesn't use a lot of, like, I forget what the term is, but like those filler words. He doesn't say a lot of ums or uhs or so's or likes, and he doesn't really swear either. But when I'm writing him, I'm not really thinking about that consciously. It's just sort of like, what would Mihawk say? And then it comes out, and then usually he ends up, you know, it's funny. Like I was talking to my one of my friends who also writes One Piece fan fiction, and we were just like, and usually like you're not planning to put smut in there, but if you're writing for Mihawk or Shanks, like smut's gonna happen, whether you're planning for it or not. Like it almost feels like they're real, like sentient, and they're like, you know what this needs? This is what we want, and it just fucking happens. So I really don't know. It feels very organic to me, but I think it's just I've just thought about them so long. Like in my head, they all have like favorite foods and favorite colors and favorite bands and favorite outfits that they wear, and they all have backstories that obviously aren't canon and all this shit. So like, I guess there's just like a lot of them in my head, if that makes sense.
Can you tell the fans, and you do have fans, can you tell the fans, I'm going to throw a name out there, and can you tell us their favorite bands?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Which
Crocodile.
I feel like, okay, I feel like
Can
Crocodile
you can you can you tell the
secretly really
fans,
loves
and
like
you do have
Adele
fans, can you tell
and
the
Fiona
fans,
Apple.
I'm going to throw a name out there, and
But
can you tell us
doesn't
their
really
favorite
talk about it.
bands?
I feel like they don't really talk about the music that they listen to, and they're not the type of
Awesome.
person who like listens to music in the car or puts shit on. But like
Crocodile.
when he's alone, sometimes it's like Tori Amos shit that they listened to in high school.
I imagine that in the car, instead of music, Crocodile's listening to like the boring AM radio that has like the news and finances.
Yeah, 100%. He's listening to like Financial Times radio or maybe like NPR. He's not a music person, and he's like probably the annoying volume where
I
it's like it's not really
love.
loud enough to hear, but it's also too loud.
Yes. Yes.
Buggy's in this.
Yes.
He loves
Absolutely.
ska, which is horrible, but he loves ska. He loves like shit like there might be giants. I'm sure he loves those. But he also like has a lot of like punk roots too. So like Descendants, loves
Hi,
Descendants.
Buggy. Buggy's favorite bands.
Probably maybe not as like hardcore, but like probably respects bands like Crass.
Some.
Though he doesn't listen to him now. Like I feel like he had a really punk phase,
Ooh.
but like soft punk, like No Effects. He likes No Effects. Or maybe the Dwarves. I bet that in this he feels like he's very um he's nice. This is a lot nicer than I've ever written him before.
Mm-hmm.
And in Complicated, he's bipolar and a total douche. So this one, I was like, oh, I'll let him be nice and brotherly. And so I feel like his music choices are, even his punk rock choices, are still like a little nicer. So he's not really listening to anything too crazy. But he also has like a lot of music knowledge because he's a
Yes.
musician in this. So, but yeah, stuff like um, No Effects kind of speed is more his thing. But he also likes weird shit. He likes like Talking Heads and
Oh yeah, like Devo.
yeah, loves Devo for sure.
Okay, one more. Joe Flamingo.
In this, he kind of reminds me. There was this dude I knew in high
He's
school who
such a
did a lot
dick,
of
but I love
DXM,
it.
which is cough syrup basically. But I feel like they have the same music taste.
Ooh.
Um, but he was really into like Babes in Toyland and Mindless Self Indulgence and Peaches. I feel like Del Flamingo might be a big Peaches fan. Just, I feel like he would listen to a lot of shit that's like really just fucking crass
Mm-hmm.
and noisy and fun when you're on a lot of coke. Like he probably like listens to house but couldn't tell you what the artists are. He's just into it because it's vibing. Uh, and then yeah, shit
Oh.
with just like dirty lyrics. Probably loves Lil Kim.
Oh. Okay, that's giving me some because I'm a Joe Flamingo cosplayer, and like that's pretty much my go-to for like Dofi liking Lil Kim and Peaches. That's making my wheels turn in my head for my next version of Joe Flamingo.
Yeah. Like I just feel like he loves to party and he likes the shock value too.
Yeah, version
His
of Joe
mood is
Flamingo.
so based on people's reacting to him. He just like likes, so I would say yeah. Shit like Peaches for sure.
I love it. Oh, this is so cool. Thank you so much. This really has been incredible. I've wanted to speak to you for a long time. Um, I thank you for allowing me to take your work and put the thing down, flip it, and reverse it, and like allowing me to like do this interview, which is so real and so honest. I really, really appreciate it. Um, Do you have a message to the cast of It's Complicated?
Super grateful and very entertained by all of it. And I just wish them success in everything that they do because they seem like great people. So that's all.
Oh, they are great people. Thank you so much, GhostScript. This has been amazing. Keep doing what you're doing, and we will definitely have more of your work on the show again. I am not done with you yet. If you want fun content made by me, please follow me at One Piece of Trash, One Piece of Trash podcast on Instagram and TikTok. You can reach me on Tumblr, One Piece of Trash podcast. You won't be speaking with me. You'll be speaking with the lovely Mac. Shout out to Mac, love you, bro, who is running the Tumblr for us. But if you do need to speak to me, Mac will pass your message along to me. If you are a fanfic author, I love you. Thank you for what you do. We appreciate your work. Keep writing. It does mean something to somebody. It does make a difference. If you want to be featured on the podcast, hit me up on that Gmail or on the Blue Sky, One Piece of Trash Pod, .bsky.social. All right. Thank you so much for listening. Fuck ICE. Fuck every Republican, I guess. They're all pissing me the fuck off. Free Palestine. Fuck the police. All right, y'all. Let's go take a cold shower.